The reason why I ask is because the way that it was advertised, it was about a divestment of arms and trans rights as well. And I wondered how that came into the main reason that you're striking about pay.
Well, because the people here rightly believe in more than just decent pay for workers and ending the exploitation of workers, but in supporting liberation for trans people.
And what do you mean by liberation for trans people?
Standing with trans rights.
What do you mean by that?
To you and your...
I think it's quite clear. I think there has been an enormous hate campaign perpetrated by the right of British politics, including the channel GB News, which has tried to drive trans people out of public life, which has led to them being harassed in toilets and so on. I think it's absolutely right that workers in their organisation stand against that.
An enormous hate campaign perpetrated by the right of British politics, including GB News, to drive trans people out of public life. I wonder how For Women Scotland, the group that won at the Supreme Court, which ruled that women do have the right to single-sex spaces, would think of this description, or the countless other left-wing women who the Free Speech Union have helped after they were persecuted for expressing their view that women should have the right to single-sex spaces. Alas, I kept going. Do you believe that women should have the right to single-sex spaces?
I think that's a complete distortion of the issue, which is about a hate campaign that's been there to drive trans people out of public life, to portray trans people as a danger to women, which is a complete distortion. And also, I bring it back to, this is about workers' pay and workers going on strike for decent pay.
But lots of women would say that they really want single-sex service. It's not about trans people, it's about keeping men out of their spaces.
Trans women aren't men, but also, fundamentally, as I say, this is about workers going on strike for higher pay.
But if trans women aren't men, why are they trans?
This is a very, very strange line of questioning.
That was one of the aspects of this protest about trans rights as well. That's why I'm asking. More confusion.
As I said, we support trans rights, absolutely.
But you don't support women's rights to single-sex spaces?
Well, we support trans rights, and we, of course, as socialist feminists, who support women in and all aspects of the fight against women's oppression. But it's not trans people who are the threat to women. Why is it that successive governments have cut domestic violence services, rape crisis services? Let's look at the actual issues rather than a dog whistle that paints trans people as the problem.
There we go, ladies. Your rights are just a dog whistle.